Hey guys, I'm back with a new video for my Martian Movement series. I know it's been a few days. I was just getting back from a vacation. I've been unpacking, doing some things around my house. But now we're back. We should have more regular uploads. This one was also a little short because I wasn't exactly sure what to land, and then it hit me. We're still using that old launch pad. So we are launching another launch pad that matches the style of the base we're building. As I promised in the last one, we have a new launch vehicle. It's simpler. It's more of just a main stack here, and I must admit the original plan was to try and recover that booster, but as you'll see here in a second, I forgot one key thing that needs, and that is a probe core. See, I cleared debris there and it just disappeared, so we will not be doing that in this episode. We're still using that same lander. I didn't make a new one of those for this video. That is coming soon. I just want to make a really nice one that looks good, and I didn't have enough time. You can see there we also have a little ramp for our rover. It turns out that that's not exactly what we needed, and we will have a little bit of an issue with it later. I'm plotting my trajectory to Mars here, so we're just doing our regular transfer window. We're just burning prograde when it tells you to. I also noticed I keep underestimating the amount of fuel that I need. I keep having to transfer fuel from my payload into the rocket, and that's a major thing that I'm going to be trying to fix with my new lander. So we do this here, and this next part is actually sped up much more than the rest of the video because I am just trying to fine-tune my periapsis into the atmosphere so they don't time warp too far. But the RCS was not fine enough, so I just kind of waited it for the game to bug out and move it itself, but it stopped right before we hit the atmosphere, and I just had to go with it anyway. So here we are beginning our time warp to Mars here. Just click focus on the craft we're watching and then time warp ahead. You can see we're coming in pretty quickly. Right as we get to periapsis, I turn around, which might be a little late, but it works out fine. We start our retrograde burn right here, and we lower our periapsis into the actual planet, so there isn't really a periapsis. We're landing pretty far away, and then I try to do something really quick here. I actually decide to try and move that rover that we have there because it's kind of in the way. So you can see here, I'm just switching to it in just a second here. I move it out of the way mid-air while that thing is falling to Mars and move it just the right amount. And I also get rid of the old landing pad so that we will have room. So we're going to try landing in between those so that just like with the other modules, I can just kind of lean the entire thing over and dock it into that. So this part is pretty standard, or you've seen this multiple times now. We're going to be just, keeping our horizontal and vertical speeds low enough to where I can use the RCS to kind of fine-tune it a bit. We're kind of running low on fuel, though, as we land here. We actually only land with 2% of fuel tank left, which is very close, and that's another problem that I was, talking about earlier, where we're kind of running out of fuel. So you can see here, yep, and now I landed. So I start trying to tilt the rocket over now. I actually moved it a little bit farther away before we do this. So I retract that landing leg, and then I retract this landing leg, and then I fire only one of those engines. And that just helps us push over a little bit, deploying that other landing leg so that we can kind of use it to soften the blow. And you can see here now we have tilted it over. So I decouple both of those and then making those two separate things and kind of just push them together. And now I try to back out with, just back out of it, leaving it in the correct spot, but it doesn't exactly work. So I realize I'm going to need that drone over there. And this is where another thing, I really need a better drone. This drone it was a major issue with this. I had to reload quick saves multiple times and create them at basically every spot along the way because they kept breaking. Those RCS ports especially are very fragile, and they're hitting the structural pieces, which are very rigid, and they just break all the time. Also had a little bit of trouble here getting it to even dock because it only has one available port, and that's taken up by this drone here. So you can see here I just try to reposition it, land it on here, and we try to use the RCS to just kind of push it into place. It doesn't work exactly, so we end up kind of tilting one of the engines to tilt us correctly. And then we get it right there, and then I'm trying to level it out, but then I remember that left part comes off the ground, so we have to move it back over. So our base is actually kind of tilted at the moment, which isn't great, but it is something I hope to fix in the future, and it shouldn't be an issue for too much longer. So we put that back, and then I used what little fuel is left in this rocket to blast it out of the way. Hopefully it just disintegrated. And now we're moving over our rover, and that's actually the end of the video, guys. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. I know it was a bit shorter than usual. I know it took a little bit longer to make, too. But I want to thank you guys for all the support. I've been getting a lot more subscribers, a lot more views lately. Make sure you like and subscribe so that we can keep that going. And I will see you all next time. Bye.